Plaintiff RASHAUD Foster says the defendant is his aunt, and they do everything together. RASHAUD claims the defendant loves the limelight. He's suing his aunt for the cost of an iPhone, a vet bill, and emotional distress. Defendant CHERI Foster says she and RASHAUD both like the limelight, but they complement each other. CHERI's countersuing for emotional distress because she claims she was forced to pay the police in Mexico to keep RASHAUD out of jail.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Yes, the defendant here, she's my aunt. I love my aunt.
What's the difference in age? You all look.
We're 4 years apart. We're 5, but technically 4 years apart because of our birthdays. So we literally do everything together. We go out, we shop, we share the same friend group, we drink, we have fun together. Sometimes my aunt, she doesn't like to take accountability for things when she's wrong. And sometimes she definitely, I'm not gonna say she's an attention seeker, but she definitely likes the attention and she definitely likes the limelight. So I'm gonna give you an example. When we go out with our friends, we'll do like a karaoke night, for example. We drink, of course, we're having fun, we're enjoying the night. When it's time to do our karaoke, we're all doing it as a group. We getting ready to sing Lady Marmalade. Of course, she got to be Christina Aguilera all the time. And she has to be the one that hit all the high notes, that get all in depth with the song.
Is it because I can hit the high notes and you can't?
I'm gonna let her take it and have it like I do all the other times. So she likes to, you know, be in the stage and she likes to grab the mic from all of us and take our mics and do what she do.
You the only one complain or have other people complain?
I mean, I'm the one who's gonna be the most 100 with her and tell her. Other friends have said things like, girl, switch it up a little bit, you know, you chill out a little bit.
You sure it's not because she's still in your shine?
Thank you.
I mean,
I was just about to say.
I'm not gonna say she's still in my shine, Your Honor. However, I'm gonna shine regardless. I don't mind dimming my light to make sure my aunt is shining with me equally.
You all club heads?
No, actually, he just told me I was old the other day because I prefer to stay in the house and watch a movie while he goes to Boys Town and live it up. So
that's true.
My brother Steve was gay, and so I have a lot of insight. I grew up around his friends, and they were very colorful gentlemen, and so it always gives me an opportunity to repeat some of the things that I heard from his crowd. And gay guys in his crowd were called part of the children. Am I right or wrong?
That's right, but it's like the terminology done got a little bit more advanced now. So instead of the children, it's the girls.
Oh, okay.
Or the trade.
There you go. Trade is when you...
The trade, that's something else now, the trade.
That's right, that's when you're undisciplined in your sex life. You give me some background, Miss Grand.
Miss Foster.
He said you want to be grand at the karaoke. Go ahead, tell me about yourself.
Well, honestly, it's pretty much the same for him. As you can see, he's the limelight. He loves the sparkle, the shine. I just feel like we complement each other. We're one and the same.
That's right. You got on your Louis Vuitton belt. She has on her Gucci belt. I haven't seen the shoes yet. Y'all probably got on red bottoms. So y'all both like the limelight.
But we still take care of our business. I will say that. He's very focused and, you know,
what you all doing with your lives? I like to give good examples of folks who party, but they also live productive lives, because you got so many young folks that's all they do is party and they have nothing else other than waking up at 2 p.m. and getting ready for the next party. So what you doing with your life?
I'm a registered nurse.
Good. Sir, what are you doing?
I just recently graduated college with my bachelor's degree in journalism, advertising, media studies from University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I'm attending DePaul University now for grad school. I just started classes yesterday. And I'm actually launching my lingerie line next month, Bodacious Body by Buddha.
Excellent. Well, you go down and party all you want. Yes, tell them I sent you. Say, why you down here partying like this? Say, the judge said as long as I'm achieving as much as I am, I can party to the light come up and get dark again. Tell me why you're suing.
Yes, I'm suing my aunt because we took a trip to Mexico for the phone. We took a trip to Mexico. I had just graduated.
An all-expense paid trip, if I may say, for him. My treat for him graduating from college.
Judge, it was all inclusive, like she said, so I didn't have to come up with a dime. So yes, I'm excited. I had just received my degree. It's a good time. She has me. It's a group trip, which I really was not informed about. I knew it was going to be a multiple people, but I didn't know as many people were going to be there. Mm-hmm. So we get there. One night we go out. I will admit, I did have a little bit too many glasses of Chardonnay. It was a good time. I ended up getting into a little bit of trouble with the police there.
What'd you do?
Chardonnay did kick in. They say I was on private property. I was having fun, the music was playing. I hear all the little salsa music and stuff. I'm dancing on the street. I was on private property. They say I crossed like a private property, so they snatched me on the side and pulled me to the side because they were trying to go over, like telling me what I did wrong and what I was doing. So
that's not true.
She came over, hysterical, crying, yelling, fussing, all type of thing. I'm thinking this done went from my aunt to my mother. I'm just like, okay. And then she did get me out of the jam. In the mix of that, once they left, me and her argued again some more. And we ended up like tussling. And from what I do remember, we were like tussling back and forth. My phone fell, just flat.
Who started the tussle?
The tussle, I'm gonna say it was like.
Who touched who first? Who was the aggressor?
I'm gonna say she was. Because she did approach me. I was already on the side. She came over, and then when they left, she still was going because she was upset.
Ma'am, what do you say to the phone?
So the story that he tells is semi-true. RASHAUD is such a social butterfly that he meets and mingles with everyone. I think personally the people that he met were part of the cartel out there. They looked a little rough.
That's not true.
Yeah, don't make stereotypes just because somebody in Mexico look rough, they're part of a cartel. Stop it. Go ahead.
So they were able to lure him, all of us actually, I went to make sure he was okay. We got lured 20 minutes off of the resort into downtown Puerto Vallarta. And it was a club out there. We were, having a good time, whatever. And there's like a balcony patio, and then you can step off of it, but they have like a lot of signs that says do not, okay? So somehow RASHAUD ended up across that big bright sign, and he was out there. Next thing I noticed, I turn around and I see him, I don't want to say hemmed up, but the federales had him. So I had to pay each of them $150 under the table to let him go. So, I mean, yeah, I was
Your Honor, I did pay some on that as well.
How much did you pay, RASHAUD? How much did you pay?
I had $50 in singles that I did put on for me.
Singles?
Yes.
Well,
I did, and I ain't do no work that you thinking. However,
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you that.
That's how they gave me my change from the resort. I said, okay, cool, the money gets switched over.
Who initiated things?
I mean, I did walk up to him like I'm gonna say like idiot, like what is wrong with you? I was upset, yeah. I didn't like physically like put my hands on him, but honestly, I don't recall what happened. I just know his phone fell, and if that's the case, I don't feel like I should be responsible. I bailed him out of jail, sidewalk jail.
I don't like your response about it just fell, like you didn't know what happened. It was a struggle, not that it dropped out of his hand. That's the impression you just tried to give me. So I believe he's more honest in this. Now let's get to the vet bill. How does she owe you for that?
Yes, the vet bill occurred August 9th, was my mother's birthday. I had thrown her like a small little shindig for her with the family and a few of her friends. They did attend for the birthday party. CHERI and her family came as well. She has a new dog. I have a dog. I have a Yorkie Shih Tzu. It's a mix, so she's very small. She's really like a purse dog, a tote dog. She really barely even touches the ground. And she's 77 years old in dog years, Your Honor. So her dog she just purchased is 6 weeks old. It's a pit bull, I believe, or
American bully.
American bully, excuse me. She just purchased it 6 weeks, so it's still not fully trained and developed. It's still teething, it's still nipping shoes, it's still like energetic. So I'm hosting, tending to my mother's party. I'm in another room. I hear like crying and like barking, and I know my dog when she's in distress, so I'd heard her scream. I come to the kitchen, because that's where they were. I said, what happened to my dog? What happened to her? Because I see her in the corner like she's hurt. So my little sister and my cousin who were in the kitchen with the dogs, they said, Auntie's dog just bit your dog. So I'm like, what do you mean? She said, look at her. So I picked up my dog. I see her bleeding. So I have a house full of people that I have to tend to for my mother, but this just happened. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? I need to get my dog to the vet because my dog is an old lady to me, like she's a human to me. When I told CHERI, like, could you please just go run my dog to the vet, the emergency vet? She said, okay, that's fine. Give me your card, because they might charge me for the card. I said, okay, cool. I'm not thinking, of course, because so much stuff going on. I give her my wallet. I say, just go, take my dog right now, please. She takes my dog and comes back, I have a charge on my account. I said, well, it all processed to me later once I got my dog back, like, well, why didn't you pay for the bill? Because you know that you did this to the dog, your dog did this to my dog, right? And on top of that, Your Honor, she also gave my dog, my sister and my cousin told me, she gave my dog half of an ibuprofen, which is, she gave it 300 milligrams. It was a 600 mg ibuprofen. She ripped it in half and she wrapped it around in salami like it was a flatbread and fed it to my dog.
What was the effect of that? How did it hurt it?
I don't know the effect, but she told me they did have to pump her stomach out because I guess like it could have upset her stomach and gave her like poison or something. And then I didn't know because I just knew I didn't want my dog's stomach to blow up like a bird.
The dogs were running around? Neither of the dogs had leashes?
No, because they're in the home.
Who was supervising the dogs? Or were they just running wild?
They were running wild. My dog is the old lady. She doesn't really run.
Okay, what do you say, ma'am?
Well, first off, Rashad could have taken his dog to the vet, but I offered to take her. And to me, he's painting this image like my dog bit Gucci and like it was just blood, like she was a bloody mess. No, Louis just nibbled like maybe 2 or 3 little spots on her.
Y'all are too ghetto fabulous. You name your dog Louis Vuitton, and he names his dog Gucci.
Yes.
You come in with Gucci on, he come in with Louis Vuitton on. All right, go ahead.
That's how you know it's our favorite.
But she had like 3 little nibbles and like you had to move her fur to see the blood. I mean, she was upset. So I thought it was okay that I could give her, because I thought she was
there a discussion about you paying for the vet treatment?
No, I mean, we've kind of gone back and forth about it, but I told him like...
Did you ever say yes?
No. I will say the first night when I brought Gucci back home, he said, like, I guess he thought about it and said, well, why did you take my card? You should pay for this. And I said, I'm not going to pay for this.
Is that true?
No.
She refused to pay? Did she ever agree to pay?
She did tell me she was going to give me some money for the dog.
When?
Because,
How long after?
Like the next day I called after I seen the charge that she charged my car.
All right, then you asked her again sometime later?
I just brought it up. I didn't tell her like...
She didn't give you anything, obviously, because you're suing. What is your belief on how it was caused? Was someone supervising the dogs?
No, when I initially walked through the door, I told Rashad or whomever, put the dog up. Keep the dogs away from each other.
You said whomever. The question is, did you tell him? He is the homeowner and the owner of the dog.
No,
well,
I just made
that's
an
the only
inference.
person you can tell.
And then on top of that, Your Honor, if I might add, this was my first time meeting her dog. I didn't even know that the dog was coming to the party. Like, it just came through my door. And I was like,
uninvited guest.
Right, uninvited
dog.
An uninvited guest.
Uninvited guest, man.
And I mean, if I would have known, I would have made some arrangements to have like a little dog house or something.
What arrangements do you have to make to put your dog in a room and close the door?
I would have made sure that my dog was out of reach to where she would have never been touched, and I would have made sure her dog would have had a dog house or a bed or something outside, because it seemed like it cannot be indoors.
Why did you want him to put the dog up?
Because my dog is a new dog. He's nibbling me. He's nibbled my shoes. So I'm like, you know, he's still a puppy. Like you said, he's energetic. So keep them apart from each other.
No, if you knew all this and you knew your dog nibbled and you knew your dog was new and untrained and you're bringing them to someone's house, it's your responsibility to make sure your dog is properly restrained. He got an old lady. And so the old lady knows how to behave. Has been around forever.
Yeah.
With that regard, ma'am, it sounds like you had the duty because you had knowledge. If you were taking the dog somewhere else and there was another dog there, then you needed that other dog put away. You can't bring something to someone's house knowing that your dog may cause an issue and then tell that person to put his stuff away. No, don't bring your dog. Now, what is your emotional distress for? Let's get there.
The Mexico trip.
How did he distress you?
I had to
almost
run.
Getting arrested.
Absolutely, I had to run. I was.
That's the chance you take when you take people out of town to resorts where you know there's going to be plenty of alcohol. Not grant you emotional distress for that. I'll grant you everything you asked for. You had a duty to know the dog was nipping. The dog hadn't been trained to behave yet, and he had the old woman that knew everything. Judgment for the plaintiff. You all have a good day.
Thank you.
Her claim is dismissed.
I want to hug
You
my
will no
auntie
longer get
'cause
any
she know
more
I
paid
love
expense
her.
trips
That's
with
fact,
me.
but you can still give me a hug.
We're social
That's free.
distancing.
Okay. Well, I see
It's
you
all
bad over
love, all
that
right.
6,000. It's all right. Just give my money there. That's how you want to do me. All right. Thank you.